got with that brand too. Oh, I like that shit. Welcome to the new studio.
Let me turn this music off. All right, we're good. We don't need the music. We don't need the music. We tapping in from the new studio, man. Tapping in the new studio. All right, it's a mess, so don't judge me, but I'm getting ready to show y'all real quick. All right, so we just moved in. All right, so we just getting stuff together. So we got the whole bar set up here. Yeah, you got the whole, you can't really see it over there. There's like a little TV over there and stuff. Yeah, we locked in, baby. We locked in. We locked in. We ready to go. We locked in and we ready to go. All right. So expect some new big things, some dope collaborations, all that stuff. Can't have this big room and not use it. So yeah, we're gonna be bringing a lot of dope people from Florida here, tapping in. We're gonna be doing the live streaming. I know we've been saying it, but like, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. So as y'all are joining, please make sure that you like. As y'all know, that's going to help boost the algorithm. We got a lot to discuss today. We're going to talk about, is Epstein on the loose? Is Jeffrey Epstein on the loose? We're going to talk about that. We actually got, maybe what some of y'all may be surprised, maybe not, a take on the Super Bowl from our good friend, Nick Fuentes. We got a video about interesting clip from his show that I think that y'all will, I think it'll be engaging. Then we got a couple different videos. Apparently people are boycotting the NFL now. Apparently that's the thing. People are boycotting the NFL. People are upset. People think that the NFL has officially turned its back on Americans. Yeah. Rough, I guess it was a rough outing, I guess, for the Super Bowl show for a lot of Americans. And now they're deciding that the NFL product is no longer something that they're interested in engaging in. So I just want to get people's perspective. I'm not judging either way. But I do have to say, it seems like the very same people that are choosing to boycott the NFL for Bad Bunny's halftime performance were the same people that were upset that Colin Kaepernick was respectfully taking a knee at the advice of a former soldier, former military member, and said that that's a sign of respect. But it's just a lot of, I'm just a little bit confused. So I just want to ask questions. I'm not judging. I just want to ask questions, get some perspective. First and foremost, let me see who's in the building. My apologies. Let me go to the bottom first, make sure that I'm not muted. Okay, now that I know that I'm not muted, now we can officially start. Shout out to Big Bro Finn. Not everything that's faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. James Baldwin. Finn, I don't know where you get all these quotes from. Always exactly the energy that we're looking for. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. You got to confront stuff. We got to all deal with stuff. To a lot of us, we're in the position that we're in right now. Think about it from this standpoint. To a lot of us, we're in the position we're in right now because of either the things that we decided to face and overcome, or maybe we still haven't completely overcome them, but they've shaped us in particular areas of our lives to then be successful and maybe outside of that particular area. And then on the flip side, A lot of us were in the same position. We're in the current position we are because of the things that we were too scared to face. So definitely multiple sides of it. Hold on, I got the sniff. All right. Let's keep it moving. Appreciate that, big bro. All right, shout out to big bro Steve in the building. We'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the U.S. public believes is false. William J. Casey. Is this not where we are right now? And I'm assuming that you agree, big bro, because that's why you left the quote. Let me ask the rest of y'all. Is this not where we are right now? Very dangerous times, but perhaps, and that can go a couple different ways. When I say very dangerous times, it reminds me of, and matter of fact, Phyllis told me that I can't use sports references. Little inside joke, but this one does remind me of sports because, well, maybe I won't use the sports reference. But it just seems like to me, I guess this is just a life reference, you know, in order to really gain anything, you have to be willing to risk something. So maybe because these are quote unquote dangerous times, as I referenced, maybe that's exactly what we need to bring about some of this change that we've been seeking maybe for a long time in a lot of areas. When we look at the country, nobody believes it. The Democrats aren't happy with the Democrats. The Republicans aren't happy with the Republicans. It may be disguised in our hatred for the other side, but at the end of the day, nobody's really happy with what their team, what their side, what the American country is presenting to us as leadership. I don't think anybody's happy with it. And it starts from the top down with, well, the political top down when it comes to Donald Trump. Obviously, this election, as well as many others, but this one kind of just set it over the top for me that these politicians don't control anything. They don't control anything. They are really representing people, just not we the people. They're representing the people that just line their pockets and make certain promises to them, maybe after they're the president or in office in whatever other position that they're in. So this is what we're seeing. And yeah, perhaps like, hey, sometimes you got to have that, what is it called? Hit rock bottom in order to finally realize that you got to make a change. So maybe this is America hitting rock bottom before things really get crazy. And hopefully this will be just, you know, a little tighten up. Like, all right, yeah, we need it. You know how, see, shout out to Phyllis. I will make another sports reference, but you know how there's things called good losses. Maybe this will be a good loss. You know, one of those losses in the season where you're riding a little bit too high, feeling yourself a little bit too much. Perhaps that what America was doing, riding a little bit too high, feeling ourselves a little bit too much. And then we get that loss. And it's like has that chilling effect where it's like, okay, now you need to tighten up. Now, all these things that you weren't paying attention to that were problems the entire time, but because maybe they didn't impact you directly or they didn't impact everybody at the same time, now we're facing all those problems. So now we have to deal with it. And if we deal with it, then maybe we can be in a better place tomorrow than we were yesterday. All right. Shout out to you, big bro. If you're afraid, don't do it. If you're doing it, don't be afraid. Genghis Khan. Wise words, the simplistic wisdom of our past philosophers and leaders and whoever else we're including. Yeah. This appreciate y'all always coming through with the quotes. Shout out to Samira in the building. Good morning, everyone. Finn, Steve, Phyllis, Unc, everybody in the building. Good morning. Hey, Samira. Dope. Why do we have to have the Obamas up like that to start the show off? Well, Samir, we don't have to. It was just a decision that I made. Yeah, you know, that's one of the things that I have the ability to do. If you had a suggested thumbnail, then we could have led with that. But the reason why we have it up is because it happened. It happened. Should we censor certain things and not put up certain things? That's why we don't have to. We just make a decision to do it. Are the Obamas off limits, Samir? Let me ask you that before I get into discussing it. Let me ask you, why do you have an issue with the Obamas being up there? Must be, yeah, pretty obvious, Samira, especially considering we said we were going to discuss it yesterday and never discussed it. So that's why it's up there. Oh, man. All right. Let's see who else is in the building. When you know better, you do better. Maya Angelou. Or Samira, did you think that I was just trying to make fun of Barack and Michelle and with monkey jokes? Shout out to Unc in the building. Shout out to Robert in the building. Things are good. Things are great. Grand Rising and good morning, Finn. RB, Samira Sutton, little sister, and Steve. Just because life is easy for some does not necessarily mean that it's easy for all. Dope. Ad. Appreciate you, Unc. Appreciate you, Rob. Let's see. We got Bubbles in the building. Good morning, everyone. Having my morning coffee and ready for a good convo. Well, that's what we are here for. And who I anticipated and was excited for the most joining us, as he always does, my brother Andy. Andy and not, man, stop that. We taking that off the screen, bro. That's not a crash out. That's not a crash out. So I had a good convo with Andy yesterday. We were going back and forth a little bit in the comments after the show. This is actually last night. And when I tell you that Andy gained my respect on a entirely different level, Andy gained my respect, and you have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I don't know what you're apologizing for. If that's a crash out, then I don't know what the rest of this stuff that we're seeing in the world is. But no, shout out to Andy. Andy and I had a dope convo. I got to learn a little bit more about his perspective from the construction side of things. And and from yesterday's conversation, I'm not sure if all of y'all were tapped in, but we were having the conversation about how in different industries, in construction in particular, that a lot of people are hiring people under the table. And it's hurting a lot of the other Americans because you have certain companies that are hiring illegal migrants under the table. So I just wanted to make sure that even though we went all over the place in giving Andy some constructive criticism yesterday, I wanted to make it very clear that I do not support people hiring illegal migrants under the table. Don't support it. It's messing things up. It's messing up the it messes up the pricing of things. It's cheating. I don't like cheating. So just from that standpoint, it's cheating. And what I would recommend to Andy is, or let me ask, some folks, maybe I'll ask Andy and ask others and ask Andy to ask some of his friends who are still in the construction industry, especially if they're conservatives. If it's okay to tell on illegal migrants for doing something illegal, coming into the country illegal, then why isn't it okay to tell on some of these construction companies, hiring them under the table? Shoot. It's okay. If it's okay to tell on the illegal migrants, call ICE on them. Shoot, call whoever. Y'all need to address this or address them. Address those companies. Reach out to them directly. Yeah, you've been hiring people under the table. We don't like that. It's going to get addressed one way or another. Either y'all can address it or we'll take the matters into our own hands. Now, that may not be ideal. Maybe you don't even want to have the conversation. Maybe you just want to call and tell on them. Hey, people calling and telling on illegal migrants for violating the rules. Why can't you tell on Americans for violating the rules? Unless we only care about certain people violating rules. So that's my stance. But yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. That's messing up a lot of people. That's not playing the game with integrity when it comes to that. So I just wanted to be very clear on that because it may have came across yesterday like I'm rooting for or supporting people that are hiring illegal migrants. So my criticism was more so based on, if I was in Andy's shoes, my mindset would be, all right, I have to control what's in my control. I can't worry about what another company's doing. I got to figure it out. This is the system. It's unfair. It's not a level playing field. Okay, cool. What is the system? How do I figure out how to win regardless? That's how I look at stuff. So I understand that may have come across a little bit differently than I thought it did. So just wanted to express that. All right, let's see. What we got in the building. Once again, make sure you like before we get into all these like. And then we are going to get into the convo. Like number 4, Paula. Oh, that's funny. What's good, Queez? Shout out to Queez, man. I missed my brother's Super Bowl party. I'm upset about that. Especially the homies were in the group chat talking about how dope it was, but I'm happy that Queez got to throw that. That's a big thing, man. When you throw a Super Bowl party for your friends, probably the first one that's throwing the Super Bowl party. So shout out to you, Queez, man. Appreciate you, brother. Let's see. 4% of them are no longer watching, and I bet the NFL gained more viewers. That's an interesting point. So we're going to talk about all that. The same people going to get mad at something else the NFL did in a few years. And then my thing is, what exactly are you upset about? Are you upset at the NFL? Are you upset with Bad Bunny? Like, I'm hearing people say, I literally heard people say, yo, yeah, like, why didn't he do it in English? It's like, wait, what? And I have to admit, that was maybe only 1 or 2 instances that I saw that, because that's just insane to even suggest that. Like, yeah, I'm going to change all my music to do it in English. That's America. This is America. So, but we'll get into it a little bit more. Matter of fact, maybe we'll start off. We were going to start off with a different video, but maybe we'll start off with, I'll give y'all matter of fact, we'll go this route. We'll start off talking about the NFL. I just want to make sure that I get to everybody. Shout out to Mama Lay in the building. Hey, fam, where are you, Dak? Mama Lay, this the new studio. Oh, man. Wait, did I see Michelle? I think I saw Michelle in the building. I see John in the building. Shout out to my brother John. Hold on. Shout out to sis. Morning, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Andy is funny, yo. Andy may have just become one of my favorite people, man. I'm telling y'all. Andy may have just become one of my favorite people. I like that Baldwin quote. Who that? That's Unc, or that's, wait. Unc changed his name. Is that Unc, or is that somebody else? Charles Baldwin. This is America. What does that mean when people say this is America? Yeah, this is America. Bad Bunny is America. Whether we like it or not, hey, ain't nobody tell yo, when you want to conquer and take certain places as your territory, you got to take the responsibility that comes with that. You want to take Venezuela? Y'all still want to take Venezuela? Well, don't get upset if there's a Venezuelan artist at Super Bowl, maybe. Don't be upset if he's speaking in Spanish. That's what happens. You want to colonize, then you gotta be responsible for the people. You got to be responsible for them. Let me see. Samir wrote, Jasmine Crockett is so in your face right now. Oh, my God. She took no time at all to become a part of the establishment and then runs her campaign on not being a part of the establishment. I'm not a big Jasmine Crockett fan, man. It just gives super grift, coonish energy to me. Like niggerish energy. Like, just, you were raised properly. You went to private school. You had an education. It would almost feel as if I'm getting on here talking to y'all about, like talking, trying to appeal to my audience. I talk how I talk, bro. Hopefully it comes across as proper English. That's the goal of all this. The goal is to not lower your IQ or speak in a certain type of way to appeal to who? No, what you should be doing is elevating people's consciousness, awareness, education, speaking, all these type of things. You should be elevating it, not just trying your hardest to sound like you're ghetto, sound like you're from the hood, sound like that's not appealing to really anybody. Well, not to me. It's not appealing to intelligent people, and I'm intelligent people wherever you live, however much money you make. And people know, but people, see, there's a lot of Jasmine Crockett's out here. And how can you blame her? Look at Black culture. Look at what's dominant in black culture. I've said it plenty. I've said this over and over, maybe talking to Maya. You have black people, and maybe this is the same thing across the board with all cultures, but maybe it's just a little bit more obvious in the black community. But whether you're a professional, college degree holding black woman at 35, you listen to the same music, you go to the same parties, you dress the same as a woman who maybe had no college education, you want to speak the same way, and you're around different people. So I assume that I would speak a different type of way if I didn't go to college. If I was raised in a certain neighborhood, that these rappers are describing when they talk. But long story short, yeah, I'm just not with all that. I think that does a disservice to black people. That's no different than Kamala Harris bringing on Meg Thee Stallion to try to appeal to black people. I'm not with that. Like, I think black people are intelligent. So therefore you should show that and exhibit that rather than trying to show or exhibit anything else. So that's the energy that I'm on. Trump is black excellence. Caprello, Trump is Israel excellence, Israeli excellence. I don't know about Trump is black excellence, but he is definitely Israeli excellence. Are you American? Let me ask you that. What are you, Caprello? Are you American? Doesn't look like you're black. Doesn't look like you're black. Who gave you the right to say what's black? Nah, let me stop. All right, can we all know? We got to keep. I'm trying to get through. Everything, and I feel like I just skipped something. Shout out to Uluwehi in the building. Let me try to get through. I gotta show y'all love though, man. Y'all show me. Hold on. Man. Trump is black. Trump is not your favorite. Man, stop it all. Stop it. Hold on. I'm seeing different names. I don't got different names on here. Hold on. All right, let's keep it going. Hold on. Shout out to Fried My Brains. Puro Pinche, 956 in the house. Hopefully I don't know what that means, but they in the house. Hold on. Let me keep it going. Oh, man, I'm trying to catch up with everybody. All right, so I think I got everybody. Hold on, I see Von's in the building. Shout out to Von's in the building. All right, like. I'm almost getting to the bottom. All right, let's get to it. Samir is funny. Samir funny. Oh, man. Von said Trump tried to take back his racist post, but he can't fool us. Yeah. Pretty offensive post, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think, leave it up though. If that's your energy, leave it up. Yeah, don't try to take it down. Don't try to take it down and blame your staff. I don't like that. I like my racists standing on racism. I like them coming through with the Klan outfit, but not the hood. That's cowardly. When you have the hood on and you're not showing your face, that's cowardly. Like that's part of the ICE energy that I don't like. Now show your face, it's cool. So when I like my racists coming through, clanned out, have your uniform on, you know what I'm saying? Have your rank. We need your rank to know how racist you are, or whatever stage of it you are at, and then show your face. That's how I like my racists pulling up, not putting up posts that you know are going to come across extremely offensive and then taking it down and blaming your staff. Nah, we don't do that. Stand on it. Like Von said, stand on it. You racist, stand on it. You want to offend some black people, stand on it. It's all like, stand on it, bro. So let's get into it. All right, I got the first. So this is the first video. So this was the energy from a lot of people when it came to the Super Bowl. All right. This was the energy. Let me play the video. Get y'all opinions on it. This is and excuse the cursing in advance. And I got to make sure that I blurt out or pause one of Nick's because he said the F word. But take a look.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That's what Roger Goodell and the NFL said to you, your family, and all women in the United States.
Let me run it back.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That's what Roger Goodell and the NFL said to you, your family, and all women in the United States of America. Fuck you. That's what Roger Goodell said to America and all the people who made this place great. Last night's halftime show was disgusting. It was the worst of all time. It was a sham, and we should all remember what the NFL has done to us before in the past. And you know what? We let them do it again. I'm not. I'm done. The product isn't that good. Goodell thinks it's that good. He says, we're a global brand. We don't need you. Yeah? Go ahead. Go see what happens. I'm done with you. You don't say fuck you to my family. You don't say it to my country. So I'll give it back to you in a language that is very, very easy to understand. Stick that up your ass, Roger Goodell, and then twist it. Go fuck yourself.
Yo, is it that serious? That's my question. Is it that serious? And now, like when situations like this occur, we understand very clear why politicians tap into our emotions. Why when people are selling us stuff, they tap into our emotions. How emotional, bro? Like, is this, it's like, damn, was it that bad? And I think Nick's we're getting ready to watch this Nick Fuentes video and hear his opinion on it. And I think what Nick did a good job on I guess you can agree or disagree with the points, but based on, weren't there things being put out there that he was going to wear a dress, or that it could have been a lot more aggressive when it came to offending America or saying F ICE or trying to make a political stance. What was the political stance that he made? It was that all of these amazing countries make up America. There was no political stance. He sang his songs. They were dancing around a sugar cane because that's a history that has obviously made a huge impact on all the Americas. Didn't even go over the top with it, in my opinion. But I told y'all the one triggering moment that I had was the little when the dudes did the little, grind towards each other. I'm like, they just, I was like, come on now. Like, they just had, because I just felt like they were doing too much. Like, it's just doing too much. But then as I watched the entire rest of the show, and that was the only thing that I could even think about that even triggered me. Other than that, I didn't really see an issue. He didn't finish off making any crazy reference or any offensive or something that could come across offensive. But clearly, just him doing the show was offensive enough for a lot of people. So let's take a look at, let me see where we're going to start at the 2 minute and 33 mark. So let me back it up. All right, so let's take a look. Let's see what the bro Nick has to say. Hold on, let me catch up with your comments. So Michelle wrote, I think it's because Bad Bunny is so perverted. He even dresses like Satan, so it's a Christian thing, I reckon. Well, Michelle, it's very convenient of Christians to pick and choose what you're offended by. And it seems very convenient that Christians would be offended by the guy that dresses in all these type of ways, apparently, but then decided to show up at the Super Bowl dressed, what I would say, pretty conservatively. And actually dumbed down a lot of his rhetoric that I've seen that I don't really rock with. You know what I mean? As far as pushing that to the audience. Like, I think he kissed a guy or something, and it just seemed like, bro, you're just trying to do too much. You're trying to grift off of this whole LGBTQ movement. But everything about the performance was dumbed down. It wasn't that. He didn't wear the dress that apparently you hear all these different things that he was going to wear. So I don't. Is it a Christian thing? Like, so I think sometimes a lot of us, we substitute that Christian word when we really just mean white. Like you could say it's a Christian thing, I reckon, but stop it. All the white artists, if there was a bunch of white artists that we could have picked and chosen from, I mean, Kid Rock, is Kid Rock the most Christian person in the world? Is he pushing Christianity? When we saw the other show that who's it, Turning Point USA put on, I think we're being a little bit disingenuous when we try to act like it's a Christian thing. And I think this is a once again one of those reoccurring things that comes up where it's like you're trying to make it seem like it's a Christian thing, but really, let's just keep it real. People are just upset because they didn't see themselves being represented in the last 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 Super Bowl halftime shows. Just say that if that's what it is. But saying it was the most Christian thing. So was there an uproar of offensive that what Justin Timberlake did to J-Lo? It isn't Lady Gaga. Like, doesn't she do a whole bunch of weird stuff? So I didn't hear people talking about Lady Gaga. Like when Justin Timberlake ripped Janet Jackson's breast thing off, I feel like Janet Jackson took a lot of backlash, or there was a lot of people talking about it, but I didn't hear, well, that just wasn't Christian. I see what y'all doing. So let me see some of these comments. It was gayer than a $3 bill. All right, so he's from the Texas border. All right, I think that was to the other point. It's demoralizing if you're straight or have an ounce of testosterone in your body. I actually think it's the opposite, bro. I actually think if you actually have testosterone in your body, you probably weren't offended that much by it. So, I mean, to each their own. I mean, it wasn't demoralizing to me, and I haven't had my testosterone, checked in a while, but, I seem to have pretty good energy, pretty good drive. Yeah, so it's demoralizing. Like, bro, out of all the things that are demoralizing that we see happening around this world and with this country, that's demoralizing. What's demoralizing are Palestinians being genocided and ethnically cleansed. That's demoralizing. I don't know if Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl in a very conservative performance is demoralizing, especially to people that have testosterone in their body. Yeah, I don't know about that. Vaughn said, love the Caribbean shout out. Conservatives just need to do their own thing or just enjoy the show. You could just enjoy the show. You could just enjoy the show. It was about it was not being able to understand what he was saying. It is what it is, man. Like I guess so. That's a fair critique. A fair critique. And Cynthia, that is a fair critique. I don't want to diminish that. However, I don't think that that's what has fueled a lot of the energy. I don't think that that's, yeah. I think that if you go out and you at the club or anything, you could enjoy music with not knowing the language. Cool. Just enjoy the show. Like it doesn't have to be that much. It doesn't have to be that big of a deal, but maybe, yeah. Being grossed out by homosexuality transcends Christianity. Yeah. I think, and let me be clear. This is why, just be honest. If it really just if it made white people uncomfortable, and this is the thing, that doesn't mean that you're wrong for it making you uncomfortable. We also have to understand the setting of this Super Bowl performance taking place. Do I think that Jay-Z was very strategic in understanding that Donald Trump was president? We got all this ICE stuff that may happen. Donald Trump's been campaigning on deporting a bunch of people. So I think that it made the conversation even escalate in places that it wouldn't normally escalate to without us realizing like, oh, this is during a time where we're actually deporting people. So I think that that was a play. I also think that it's perfectly reasonable for people to say, yo, when we're looking at these past performances in the Super Bowl, yo, they don't represent us. They don't represent our culture. Push that. Push that. And if you also take into account that white people are becoming the minority in America, I understand that when you add in all of these things, the context of everything, why you may be offended by it. I understand why you may be fearful of it. I understand that if I'm a white person waking up in America and I'm seeing what's happening with the country, what has been happening for a very long time with the country, 10 million illegal migrants coming in, the entire demographics of the country shifting in a democracy, in a true democracy, not what Bibi Netanyahu talks about when it comes to Israel, where their democracy is based on not allowing certain people in, like not allowing certain people to become citizens because, well, if it's one state, then they'll outnumber us. So therefore democracy won't be in our favor. So I'm not talking about that democracy. I'm talking about in America, you know, which at least has the perception of something different. You know, we welcome a lot of people in. We see what's happening. We had 10 million come in under Biden, I believe. So I can understand the fear that is associated with waking up white in America, with watching this type of Super Bowl show, especially with everything else going on, with a lot of the things that have been pushed for the last 20 years, you know, in America. And my energy is a lot like the energy that I had towards Andy yesterday. If I'm being real with y'all, my energy is like, okay, deal with it. I mean, I guess if you feel some type of way, express it. Cool. If you want to vote a different way, cool. Make it known. Like, let people know. There's nothing. Do your thing. Do your thing. All right. Let me hold on. Let me hold on. Glay in the back. Glay in the back. What's good, Glay?
What's up, Glay?
Glay Bo. Hold on. Let me see. Shout out to Uluwe. He in the building. I beefed with somebody about this. And then I was like, the heck am I doing? Fighting with my people for the elites. Let them do their dirty work. Yeah, I'm 100%. Let them do what they do. We shouldn't be fighting each other over a lot of these different situations. And even look at what the Super Bowl did. Look at how the Super Bowl now has people going back and forth fighting over stuff when it's literally it's Jay-Z. He invited Bad Bunny. They brought him on board. You know what I'm saying? Nobody had an issue when Jay-Z came in and stepped in and stopped Colin Kaepernick's movement and said that we're beyond kneeling. A whole lot of people that are upset with Bad Bunny and Jay-Z choosing Bad Bunny, y'all were very happy when Roger Goodell had that meeting with Jay-Z to silence Colin Kaepernick. So it's just a whole lot of give and take. Whole lot of give and take. But what I am for, Glay, is if you are in a fearful situation, just say that. You don't have to say all the other rhetoric. If you're scared, if you're sitting here, if you're like, yo, I don't like where this country's going, I feel fearful, you know, it's not serving the people that are here, citizens or white people, whatever it may be, whatever category you're feeling fearful of, just express it. Just say that and just leave it at that. And we can figure it out. We can figure it out. So Negative, he called me a beta male and then said it 3 times. Yeah, cool. Ah, man, people are funny. All right, so let's get into, so this is something that I wanted to show, Glay. This was Nick's response to it. Negative, keep the comments coming, please. Keep the comments coming. Just keep it respectful. You're being respectful, so keep the comments coming. It's engaging. It helps the algorithm, so thank you. But let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at Nick's response, this Mexican's response to the Super Bowl.
About the halftime show, we can't talk about it without also discussing the Kid Rock thing that was going on somewhere else.
I think that is yours repeating in the background, Glay? I think that it sounds like you got like a TV on in the background.
Nah, let me reset my joint. You might have to let me back in. Let me know.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna play this. Hold on. Let me play this for y'all.
Asking around a little bit. Here's my unironic take. Is we have to talk about a couple of things. We have to talk about the halftime show we can't talk about it without also discussing the Kid Rock thing that was going on somewhere else. What the fuck was that? I mean, if that's the best we have to offer, honestly, I'm switching sides. If that's seriously, they said this is the all-American halftime show. God, family, and it's like, okay, if that's the all-American halftime show, I don't know, guys. We're losing them. You know, we got to come up with something better because that was a tough watch. If it is a requirement to pretend to like that, to be like a patriot, like I can't do it. I'm just telling you up front. I'm going to be honest with you. Full disclosure, I can't do it. I think I'd rather kill myself than pretend to like that. So you're telling me we're at the Super Bowl party with the normies, with the hoes, with...
Hold on. I gotta fast forward because he says a word I can't have on the show. Hold on. Oh my God. All right, hold on. All right.
We're at the Super Bowl watch party. We're having our taquitos. We're having our wings, pizza, watching the big game. Everybody's having a good time. You're telling me we have to turn off the TV or we have to switch the input. We have to go to the Rumble app and watch some AI ad about like alternative medicine. And then we have to watch Kid Rock and this like generic country music. And we have to pretend to like this. We have to all be like, this is really good. She's really good. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. It sucks. And, not for nothing. Didn't we do this for the RNC? Isn't this just like our token celebrity? Didn't Kid Rock play the RNC? It's just like a freak show. It's like Amber Rose was there last year at the 2 years ago at the RNC. Kid Rock. And I'm watching the show. I actually watch it this afternoon, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of like maybe a section of what we're about that is kind of going away, and maybe there's no bringing it back. I don't know. Is there anything kind of worth hanging on to there? It's kind of a rough thing. And I said this on Telegram, and it was a little controversial, but let's be honest. The Bad Bunny halftime show, let's be perfectly honest, it wasn't a militantly woke show. It just wasn't. The way that conservatives were talking about it, I thought it was going to be Drag Queen Story Hour. The way that conservatives were fear-mongering and creating this anxiety about this halftime show, they're like, it's going to be an anti-ICE, anti-Trump. They're going to burn the American flag. He's going to be cross-dressing. It's not what it was. And let's take a step back and not look at it through the lens of being a chud that is obsessed with politics. Let's take a step back and look at it through the eyes of a normie. It's like a Latino-themed show. It's like a different theme. And yeah, it's in Spanish, got it. And yeah, it's very Puerto Rican, it's very Latin. But if I'm a normie and I'm watching this, it's basically just an inoffensive, Latin-themed show. And it's not really that political. Obviously, there's a political subtext, and we can get into that. The significance of it is not lost on anybody, that in the middle of this ICE thing, in the middle of the mass deportations and the phenomenon of ICE removals, which heavily target Hispanics, the significance is not lost on anybody that you have this celebration of Latin America, and it's in Spanish. And we know this artist's politics, this Bad Bunny character. I don't think any white Americans know who he is, listen to him. This is an artist for Latin Americans in the United States, outside the United States. And so to have this guy, and also we know his politics in particular, he said fuck ICE at the Grammys and all that. And then at the end, he comes out with all the different flags from Latin America. Love triumphs over hate. Of course, there is a subtext. I understand that. But if you step outside of yourself as a chud that, like I said, you're obsessed with politics, and you go into the big social outing of the year, the Super Bowl watch party, and you can't stop thinking about politics and Trump and, you know, this kind of stuff. If you're a normie and you're watching it, it's basically inoffensive.
I mean, what you think, Clay?
Excellent take, Nick Fuentes. I think
that's what I was thinking. I'm listening to him and I'm like, this is pretty solid, bro.
Excellent take. Shout out to Andy, because I seen he went ahead. I guess he apologized for yesterday, and appreciate that, Andy. I don't even. I appreciate you apologize. I'm not even thinking you really even need to apologize, but I definitely appreciate that we were able to just have a discussion and you're able to jump back on, man. So shout out to you for sure. Was it Dufresne, right? You said
Andy Dufresne.
Dufresne, yeah. So appreciate that, Andy. I seen your comment a little earlier in the day. And yeah, man, I don't typically always feel like Nick approaches his information in a palatable way for the people he's speaking to, but this is an actually very unabrasive take, regardless of what side you're on this. Whether or not you thought it was some BS and you don't agree with Nick, the approach to me is a lot more palatable than I've seen him use in the past. So I can be appreciative for just what the change looked like with just this approach. But yeah, when you're not this conflicted in a bunch of niggas making money and a bunch of rich ass owners with a bunch of plantation guys running around doing what they want them to do, and you don't get all overly invested with a bunch of people that can afford a C-suite while you're sitting in your house focusing on how you pay your bills the next day. Yeah, when you remove yourself from that overly indulged space, bro, it's just a halftime show that you didn't understand the language. Moving on. Same way you change the radio station, change it again. The Turning Point joint, shit was hilarious to me. The comparisons I've been seeing on the gram, y'all did y'all fucking job. I absolutely loved it. I was weak all day. Okay? The way that I kept on y'all showing me Kid Rock in a vest, rapping or rocking or whatever he does, and then jumping back to the Bad Bunny joint, this shit is hilarious. Like, regardless of which side you're on, it's no need for us to be divided, fighting, arguing, all the other shit. Let's be honest. This shit is hilarious. It's a bunch of grown-ass people so upset about a halftime show that they went and started another one. If this is any bit of a snapshot of how people act that are involved in politics, we have a long fucking way to go. So, but with this take, I'm not mad at the take. I think it's very even kill, but I do agree with it. I didn't see any type of offensive, but I am leaning on the side of I was fucking with the shit anyway.
Yeah, it's funny how what we see as a grift and what's not a grift, where, you know, Turning Point USA, let's not remember, they grifted Charlie Kirk's funeral. Now they're grifting the Super Bowl party and trying to divide Americans and trying to make Americans more upset than perhaps they would be. It's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I don't like that. Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, I don't like that. Yo, I really don't like this. And then it just starts building and compounding because everybody starts piling in on it. But then when you sit back and you listen to Nick, it's like, oh, yeah. Like, he really could have, you know, gone a lot harder, you know, when it comes to what that representation could have been of the show. He could have gone a lot harder. He's gone a lot harder before. In other shows, he toned this down. This was a very toned down performance, in my opinion. And I don't watch a lot of Bad Bunny. So all I remember was like, yeah, he was kissing somebody or something. But when I even think about my favorite song of Bad Bunny, which is that 200 miles per hour song, when you actually hear the lyrics, like, oh, it's a little bit like, you know, a little like, okay, it's a little raunchy. He toned it down. It was a very, I don't know all the words, so I guess we can look back. But if you don't know the words, then I guess guess you couldn't understand it. So, but it was a very toned down performance. It was very inoffensive, and it seemed to me pretty, PG-13? You know, I'm sure kids under 13 are seeing a lot worse, you know, from a lot of other, you know, Bad Bunny performances or maybe other artists in general.
It wasn't political.
It wasn't political, and it wasn't even over the top sexual.
Yeah.
It wasn't over the top sexual. I brought up that one little point that I was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, it wasn't. I just didn't see it.
Yeah.
I just didn't see it.
I saw David Grutman in the crowd or on the thing. He was in the show.
Who?
David Grutman. So David Grutman's the Jewish guy down there with you that
the food dude?
Yeah, that owns Live, that owns
all the hospitality stuff.
Yeah, all that.
He was banned all them from the club. That banned them from the clubs.
He probably was. I don't think he was one of them. I'm sure he would actually. Yeah, it would make sense. But I didn't hear him come out.
Why would it make sense?
Well, because he if he rallies with his if he rallies with his crew, then it could have been possible. But I just didn't hear anything.
Oh, I thought you meant because he's Jewish or something. I don't know if he is Jewish.
Oh yeah. I thought that was a given. I thought that's what I said. I said the Jewish guy that owns all the shit down there.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, okay. I didn't know that he was definitely Jewish.
Yeah, no, he is Jewish. I know that. I follow him for a fact. He is Jewish. But you know, he owns all that stuff down there, and he was in the show.
See, I didn't even know he was in it.
He was in it. Like when they were in those houses, and he was coming out the house, and all those people were on the porch. First person I saw, I was like, "Oh shit, David Grutman in there." But David Grutman, but Bad Bunny be pulling up at David Grutman's restaurants and all the shit when they down in Miami. So he probably was like, "Yo, pull up to the show. I'll get you in the halftime show."
Hold up. So even I didn't know that. That's why yesterday when I was saying like, yo, this is probably the second show in a row, maybe more than that, where there hasn't been one white person represented. Now, I thought the guy that got married or on the show, like he may have been white, but I didn't know that I didn't see David Grutman.
Yeah.
I know Jewish people pick and choose, or it's not. We're not totally sure what they categorize themselves as. Shout out to Laura Loomer, but I didn't see any. I didn't know. But
David Grutman. They said David Grutman in there, and what's the girl? What's the girl that the Big O podcast? Call Her Daddy. Ain't that Alex Earl?
Call Her Daddy. I know who you're talking about because
I'm sure somebody
didn't they interview Nick Fuentes? I knew they interviewed Kamala.
Okay, yeah, she definitely did. I'm pretty sure. The one that knocked Joe Rogan off for #1 podcast spot for a little bit.
The Call Me Daddy podcast?
Yeah, that girl.
She knocked off Joe Rogan?
Oh, this is old.
Hold up.
No. Yes.
Damn. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, you got me second guessing. But that girl from that podcast show, she was in the halftime show.
Okay. It was dope. So it was a little bit more. It was a little more diverse than I thought.
Like he pulled. Please believe he pulled his people out.
Is Lady Gaga? She's white, right?
She's white.
Is she Latino or something? Latina or something I'm missing?
The energy was given Latino, but I don't know her to ever been a Latino before. She never stood on no business before about it, so it's new to me. But there were definitely people out there. You know what I'm saying, who wasn't on some Latin energy. The dude is a global phenom. He tapped in.
Yeah.
I know y'all niggas may be hating. Y'all think y'all don't realize like he almost above y'all shit that y'all complaining about. Like he don't really deal with all that back and forth energy type shit that y'all angry about. So
that bodega energy that he was showing.
Yo, he just kind of get the call. He shoot a couple texts out. The whole city fly out to pull up to his shit. Like, yeah, he's like that. I know a lot of cats don't know. I listen to a lot of Bad Bunny because
he said a lot of. He just see him try to say I listen to a lot of Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Well, I mean, I don't listen to it like I'm gonna go put the song in, but I've gone to like a lot of Latin parties, and then you just get so used to hearing Bad Bunny. So I'm like,
Yeah.
in return, I'm just like, yo, I've heard so much Bad Bunny. So like the album, I used to play it at the gym. I don't know what he's saying. Like it's just kind of, it's just he been hot for real, for real. But it's just so wild because now he's become a political pawn for whatever reasoning, or it's being shaped that way. And I'm like, no. This dude's kind of been doing this unpoliticized approach to his music for a very long time. But now look, now he's in between the crossfire of woke and unwoke or left versus right. And then he's catching strays. And all this man has done is sit up in the booth and make his fucking music. And like you said, this is what they do, like, or this is what Nick said. It's like, obviously there's an agenda behind it, but I'm almost certain, y'all, I feel confident in saying, I don't believe that's the type of shit he even on. Like you said, Jay-Z shot the text that he like, hell yeah, I'm excited to put the Latin community up. I love this. This is a great opportunity. Like I've seen Shakira in the past do it. I'm young, I'm up and coming. Let's make it happen. Let me shout out to all these people. He shouts out all the different countries at the end, America, Canada, Haiti. I'm like, yo, America, this is lit. What happened? Like, when did we just get, don't let those people over there that always bitch about everything even get, like you said, if the fear is where it's coming from, that's cool. But I just want to be brutally honest. Y'all ain't stopping shit. This what happened when you asked.
You said all that to say this.
let me get to the point that I'm trying to make. You feel me? Like, y'all ain't stopping not a fucking thing, bro.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. My fault, Glade.
No, go ahead, because I know you're gonna have some good questions that's gonna get it out of me.
Yeah, well, not even questions. I mean, this is we're America. It's the hemisphere. I thought we referenced the Monroe Doctrine. So anything that happens on this side of the hemisphere, that's us. That's ours. So it's like we got to embrace all that. We got to embrace the cultures that come with it. Yo, like it could have been if we just shifted our mindset. It's almost. You ever been in a place where you just don't feel like being there and your energy is just off and every little thing that you see just comes across in a negative way? That's how I feel like some of the people were looking at it, where if you just shifted your mindset, like, yo, maybe you'll have a good time. Like maybe you'll just enjoy it. Maybe you get up, hit a little salsa move with your lady or something. I don't know. But I'm just, yeah.
Here's Negative, your boy again. Negative.
Taking over.
Yeah, Negative. You're right, bro. Cats is taking over and you can't stop shit.
And you're mad. You're mad. Negative. You're mad. You're mad. And Negative, it's like, how y'all, this is what I mean. I'm just gonna assume. I'm gonna be prejudiced. I'm gonna assume that you're a white man, Negative. I'm gonna assume. Maybe that's not a good thing to do, but I'm gonna do it. Bro, you can't be complaining, bro. You got too much power to be complaining, bro. Like, why are you over here tapping in? You got two black guys in the corner. You complaining about Bad Bunny. We got Mexican Nick on the screen. Like, bro, like you got too much. Why you bringing this energy towards us, bro? Go change the world. Don't do something. Ever since Bibi Netanyahu seemed to drain Trump of his testosterone, all y'all been acting real funny lately. Like you're so easily triggered. Blame Bibi. Don't blame Bad Bunny.
Right.
Bibi Netanyahu drained America and American pride from America. Not Bad Bunny. Stop taking your energy out because you upset that we're clearly being controlled by a foreign country, and now we want to punch down on Latin America, which has absolutely nothing to do with demonstrating that our politicians are completely taken over by the elites. Because let's be reminded, that's why they're here in the first place, because the elites wanted them here. That's why the illegal migrants are here. That's the Democrats brought them in because they want them here. Their elites on that side want them here because they want a new voting base. And Donald Trump is allowing them to stay here because the elites that he's on board with, they want him as cheap labor. So let's not take it out on Bad Bunny. bring your energy towards who it really needs to be addressing. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I mean, Maya said, but the takeover of Latin America was also a BB play. Blame BB, bro. Like, don't blame Bad Bunny. Don't blame Bad Bunny making excuses. Go do something. Like negative, you just diminishing. You got us looking at y'all different. Damn.
Yeah, we ain't got no problem with. We ain't want to hold y'all nothing there. Michelle said she was offended. I'm interested. Michelle, please let us know in the chat what you're offended by, and then negative said Gay Bunny getting all the smoke. Golly, bro, just go, bro. This is what I'm saying with people that love the energy like this. Like, bro, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity here to go win. Go win. Like, go win, bro. Y'all sitting here, this dude's the #1 artist in the world. What you look like hating on the #1 artist in the world? You look absolutely insane. Just to hate on it.
Michelle really wrote that she feels offended.
Anytime we say the word white, Michelle typically will get offended, like we're addressing her. Like a hit dog holler, Michelle. We're not talking about you if it doesn't fit.
It's like when we have white in our mind, we think of back country woods in Kentucky and just race. Like what do y'all think we're saying when we say that? We're just saying white. It's white people. It's all good. It's black people, right? I don't really like the term black, but I mean, I get it. It is what it is. I'd love to be more associated with a place like everybody else. I'd love to say I'm Italian or something, or have a place, that I'm associated, not necessarily specifically to Italy. I just would love to, Glay, you're Haitian. Yeah. When people ask me where I'm from, especially in Miami, because you talk to so many people from outside the country, and then you're like, yeah, Jersey, like, and if I want to get real spicy, I'll say, well, yeah, the Native American tribes up there, and then there's got some Geechee Gully that say something like that. I don't know. I'll just whatever. But oh man, all right. Let's I don't know. We good? I'll give you the last words on the Super Bowl wrap up with Nick Fuentes.
Yeah,
and then we'll move on.
It's definitely a take that I didn't expect from him. To be honest with you, I thought he would have been super, but he called a spade, and I can be appreciative of that. That shit was weak. That shit was weak. I watched the clips of the Turning Point joint. Y'all are going out of your way to be cornballs. The shit was weak. I'm not saying you had to fuck with the Bad Bunny shit, but don't act like that dry ass shit over there with Kid Rock. Kid Rock was relevant 30-something years ago. All the people in that building, if you knew who Kid Rock were, you were 58 years old and up. If you were in there talking about Kid Rock is coming. We got to chill and stop acting like that shit was a motherfucking concert, bro. That was a little powwow for all the kids that don't want to hang out with the other side of the school and they wanted to do their own thing. And like you said, Turning Point is getting real comfortable grifting situations in toward their benefit and them catching the slack from it, making it seem like they're the ones pioneering this conservative train, when all I'm seeing them is every opportunity given, whether it be a funeral, whether it be a halftime show, whether it be I don't know what's next, but they continue to keep doing this. It continued to keep doing this. So
yeah, I'm with you, Glenn. I'm with testing.
Yeah,
I thought it was all right. That's good. All right, let's move on. Yeah, I guess the convo will continue regarding Bad Bunny and all this other stuff. I'm good on it for now. So let's move on. This next topic. All right, bro. I've been thought that I don't think that Epstein committed suicide, and I don't think he's alive. And I think we discussed this maybe a couple weeks ago.
You don't think he's alive?
And I'm like, huh?
You say you don't think he's alive?
I don't think he's dead. I think he's alive.
You don't think he's dead? Okay.
I just don't, because for me, somebody that strategic who was able to blackmail people on the level that he was able to blackmail, like presidents, like whoever you get what I'm saying? Like for him to be able to have so much power, I'm sure there's been people, or that he's aware that like, hey, somebody may try to do harm to me one day. That may be the government may turn on me. This group may turn on me. That group may turn on me, whoever, especially that I'm blackmailing these very powerful people. Somebody like that, I would expect would have a backup plan. Like, yo, if I get killed, press this button and it releases the information. You know what I mean? This is a guy that was locked in with Peter Thiel and Palantir. Like he's very advanced when it comes to his capabilities, or at least his relationships and those people's capabilities. I don't see how somebody wouldn't have like what is it called in, oh man, the Samson, what is it? The Samson Act, or not the Samson Act? You never heard of that in the Jewish community? The Samson, somebody's going to say it in the comment section. Hold on. The Samson, let me just explain what it is. Not from the Jewish standpoint, but I just couldn't imagine him just blowing all this stuff up. Like if you lock me up, or if something happens to me, there's already a plan that goes. And now all of these people that didn't help me when I was, now all of y'all are going to get exposed. I just feel like the Samson option. That's what I was talking about. That's what I really feel like it would be. I just can't think of a guy this slick, this conniving, just going to jail and just, okay, yeah, they staged his, if he is dead, I don't think that he killed himself. That I just can't see it. I can't see it. But a lot of y'all that can see it, I look forward to hearing what you think about this video. Young Turks did a great job in exposing this, and there's another one on Ghislaine Maxwell. We'll probably just talk through it. But if you want to add anything in, Glay, before I start the video, or I could just start it, up to you.
No, yeah, let's roll. She look like Lady Gaga.
While the House.
You said Lady Gaga, Anna Casper.
Yeah.
It's funny. She a firecracker, bro.
While the House Oversight Committee continues to investigate the Epstein files, I want to give them a little bit of advice. They might want to consider including an investigation into Epstein's death specifically. Because now, thanks to the Epstein files, we're learning some more fascinating information, let's just put it that way, that makes us maybe question the official narrative surrounding Epstein's death. Now, I personally have always been suspicious of the allegation that he took his own life. I don't believe that he did. Okay, I suspect that something else happened, potentially foul play. And the reason why I think that is because there had already been inconsistencies that made me question this, but now we have more. So, thanks to the DOJ's release of the Epstein files, we discovered that prosecutors wrote an announcement about Epstein's death.
Yo, Negative is a troll, bro.
A day before he was discovered dead. So let's take a look at the document in question. It says United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. And if you look at the date, right there on the top left-hand corner, it says Friday, August 9th, 2019. He was discovered dead on the 10th. Okay, so this document can be found among the dozens of documents in the disclosure labeled as Statements from the Southern District of New York's US Attorney's Office. And again, as you can see, dated August 9th, Epstein was discovered dead August 10th. And look, to be fair, accidents happen, mistakes happen. They might have just made a mistake and wrote the wrong date, typed in the wrong date. This doesn't necessarily prove that there's foul play. But you might want to take a step back and think about all the other questionable things that have come up surrounding Epstein's death. For instance, we also learned something else that raises questions recently. Newly released Department of Justice documents show that investigators reviewing surveillance footage from the night of Jeffrey Epstein's death observed an orange-colored shape moving up a staircase toward the isolated, locked tier where his cell was located at approximately 10:39 p.m. on August 9th, 2019.
All right, so real quick, just to give a quick little recap. So pretty much they put the wrong date. And some people will say, well, man, they may have already had this planned, or they made it could just be a mistake, right? Could just be a typo. They put August 9th. He died on August 10th. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Is that enough for y'all? But let's keep going.
Fascinating. So there's a still from the video that's been circulating online, and I want to show it to you. The spotlight is on the orange figure that CBS News was reporting on. And by the way, kind of shocking that CBS News reported on this in the first place. But nonetheless, they write that the entry in an observation log of the video from the Metropolitan Correctional Center appears to suggest something previously unreported by authorities. Quote, a flash of orange looks to be going up the L-tier stairs, could possibly be an inmate escorted up to that tier. But the FBI, interestingly enough, had a different version, had a different interpretation from the Inspector General logs. So the FBI log describes the fuzzy image as possibly an inmate. The Inspector General logs it as an officer carrying orange linen or bedding, noting it in their final report as an unidentified corrections officer. Now, the final report by the Inspector General stated the following. At approximately 10:39 p.m., an unidentified correctional officer appeared to walk up the L-tier stairway and then appeared within view of the camera at 10:41 p.m. Now, official reports do state that Epstein died by suicide sometime before 6:30 a.m. If you're wondering about the timing, they don't have an exact or specific time when he died. And his body was discovered by a corrections officer delivering his breakfast. So he was discovered in the morning. Now, the official review of Epstein's death does not even mention the figure in orange, which is weird. Why not? Bill Barr and others claimed that no one entered Epstein's housing tier the night of his death. Not just that they didn't enter his cell, that they didn't enter his housing tier. That's what they said. Okay, Dan Bongino, who used to be the deputy FBI director before he stepped down, said on Fox and Friends that there's video clear as day. He's, meaning Epstein's, the only person in there and the only person coming out. You can see it. No mention of the yellow figure. And there's also some interesting in-depth analysis that CBS did. And honestly, I'm not being sarcastic here. Here's what they found. This is so fascinating. In an in-depth analysis of surveillance video from the jail, CBS News previously reported on the figure on the stairs and consulted independent video analysts who said the movement was more consistent with an inmate or someone wearing an orange prison uniform than a corrections officer, which obviously makes sense. Why would a corrections officer be wearing that bright yellow inmate color? That doesn't make any sense at all. So CBS interviewed prison employees who said that escorting an inmate at that hour would have been highly unusual. Okay, a separate internal presentation included in the document release described a corrections officer believed by investigators to be corrections officer Tova Noel carrying linen or inmate clothing up to the tier. However, get a load of this. The 2023 Inspector General report did not identify Noel as the figure seen in the footage. In her interview, okay, Noel told investigators distributing linen was not part of her duties. Quote, I never gave out linen, ever, she said, because that's done on the shift prior. But there's more. Then there's the fact that a noose was never definitively identified. I'm not making that up. A noose has never been definitively identified. Remember, he hanged himself allegedly. That's how he allegedly committed suicide. Well, investigators say that they interviewed corrections officer Michael Thomas, who said he told them that he discovered Epstein in his cell shortly after 6:30 in the morning on August 10th, and that he ripped Epstein down from the hanging position.
You know that moment right before you launch something new, that pit in your stomach? I remember if I can't sort out this part out, shop at YT.
Into the noose, he said, I don't recall, this is a direct quote, I don't recall taking the noose off. I really don't. I don't recall taking the thing from around his neck. The other corrections officer.
I don't recall taking the noose off of somebody's neck who's Jeffrey Epstein and who just hung himself, bro. This is, and let me keep going. But yeah.
The woman we were talking about earlier, Tova Noel, said that she never saw a noose around Epstein's neck. Now, according to the Inspector General's report, a noose collected at the scene was later determined not to be the ligature used in Epstein's death.
Bro, it's almost so obvious that it did not happen the way that they presented it happening. It's almost like they're trying to cover up something that, like, they did all these things to make it seem like, okay, maybe we killed him because he's really out here running around in Israel. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because it's like, damn, how could you, like, y'all weren't even coordinated with a lot of this stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a sloppy job. And it's almost like, is the sloppiness, like, is their play to say, well, you know what? If they think that we killed him, then that's not the worst thing because, you know, he was just such a bad person. So therefore, you know, maybe they're banking on us looking at it like that and not caring, rather than if we know that he's outside somewhere, then that'll turn the world upside down. If we find out that the government or somebody within the prison system, you know, did some finessing and ultimately killed Jeffrey Epstein and he just didn't die by hanging himself, people will be like, okay, they lied to us, you know, but if we find out that Jeffrey Epstein is walking around here somewhere, that's a whole nother problem. Now, I know that that's conspiracy theory-ish, but I question this stuff, bro. It just doesn't seem consistent. It doesn't seem consistent. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I never read into how he died. I didn't know he allegedly committed suicide, but that's the furthest I knew about the situation. But as far as like the inconsistencies, I'm actually not even aware of it. This is my first time really hearing about
Okay, that makes sense. And his brother, so I recommend for a lot of people that haven't done so already, go take a look at the interview that his brother did with Tucker Carlson. Right after Jeffrey Epstein allegedly killed himself, he did or was it right after or before? I think it was right after. He did Jeffrey Epstein's brother, I believe his name is Eric, did an interesting interview with Tucker Carlson. So a lot of these things that she's presenting, I didn't hear about them in particular, but I was already a bit skeptical based on hearing some of the things that Eric Weinstein was saying. You know, because I just don't see how you would be this sloppy and not coordinated. And then I'm obviously you can't tell. I mean, the more people you include, if it is something that was set up, then you can be compromised. But it just seems like it was just a very sloppy job that was done here. And that sloppiness is going to be all that we're talking about, maybe to disguise it from what's really happening. That's just that's just where my conspiracy mind goes. That's all. But we'll finish up.
So where's the noose? How did he hang himself? This is insane. And look, maybe these revelations alone are not enough to make you question the claim that Epstein died by suicide. But again, if you take a step back, there are other things that should raise eyebrows for sure. So for instance, Epstein's former cellmate, Nicholas Tartaglione, claimed in a pardon petition filed last summer and recently obtained by the Daily Beast that Epstein was deliberately left unprotected in federal custody. Why would they do that? Okay, well, maybe they made a mistake. But he also says, and he's a former police officer convicted of multiple murders, alleged that prison officials knowingly housed Epstein with an accused mass murderer despite earlier reports that the disgraced financier had raised concerns about his safety weeks before his death. Why would a guy on the verge of committing suicide be concerned about his safety? Makes you wonder. So
I don't know, Clay. Guess we just sit back and watch the movie.
Yeah, grab your
Just
popcorn.
watch it unfold. At this point, we're all speculating. So I was thinking yesterday, man, about these Epstein files, and maybe when I was watching this video, actually. And I'm like, yo, there's a potential for stuff really going left. Like if the right people get exposed or the wrong people get exposed, however you're looking at it, if certain people get exposed, they may blow the whistle on this whole thing, this whole operation that has us just getting to the point where we're flipping this whole thing upside down. And as I said earlier, I don't know if you were on, Clay, but maybe this is the rock bottom and exposure that needs to happen for us to figure some stuff out and not get caught up in all this BS that we get caught up in. But it's, yeah.
You think that, so who's blowing the whistle though? The people, right?
In this particular, like, what do you mean? Like, as far as, like, with this article? I mean, they just interviewed the prison employees. They just interviewed the prison employees and they looked at the reports. The reports just aren't consistent. The reports, did it show in this video? Hold on. I didn't see in the orange. Did it show up in this video? Hold on. When she was talking about the orange thing, for some reason, I didn't see it. But I saw it yesterday. Maybe they edited this video. Oh, yeah. So here it is right here.
figure that CBS News was reporting on. And
so like different things like this, where you clearly see somebody else, they listed it as an officer carrying orange laundry. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't seem to hold up in my opinion, but these are the things. It's just when you're putting out certain things, the whole thing from the beginning just seemed a bit shady. It just seemed a bit shady. Like, I don't think Epstein's the type of personality that kills himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he's the type of personality that wakes up every day thinking I'm getting out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how Diddy was in that documentary, like every day still thinking like, nah, I'm getting away. I'm getting out of this. I think that's even more so with Epstein. How can you have all of that power your entire life, manipulating all of these wealthy, powerful people, manipulating them all, and then just think that, oh yeah, it's over? Nah, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. I mean, Epstein was the same guy that was in prison in Florida who had allegedly, this is what I heard. Not that I heard it from somebody, but I remember hearing it like on one of these shows where he had the guards dressing up in like suits so he could take his meetings. At the jail. So I just don't think that he's like, I think that he believes that he's the guy in his world. I don't think that the guy in your world does this.
Is Epstein being alive or dead? Does that change anything?
I think so, because it shows how powerful the people who he was doing favors for. It shows why the Epstein files can't be released. And it shows that clearly he still has a significant amount of power and leverage over a lot of other powerful people, if he is alive.
And if he isn't, then I guess you just wouldn't know.
If he isn't, then it's more so just for me at least, if he's not alive, like let's say whether or not they killed him, I don't think that I learned anything from that if the government killed him. I don't think that I learned anything differently compared to if he killed himself. I think we already are aware of who Jeffrey Epstein was and what he was about. He was leveraging his power to manipulate, to fix, control, whatever role you want to put him in. But he seems to be running a child sex ring, or massage ring, whatever you want to call it. I mean, some of the girls were having sex, so I guess you call it a sex ring. He was right. Like, I think we already know who Epstein was, But the only thing that would make a difference is if he's still running around out here alive. Then that would show just how powerful either the people that he works for, the people that he serves. To me, it shows who really runs the country. It shows this as another example where we've seen a bunch of these examples where people, Jewish people in America, have gotten in trouble with these type of allegations, and they're flown back to Israel, and they just live their lives regularly and never have to face court. So I wouldn't be surprised at all by it. Like, if you were dealing with the wealthiest people in the world, like, I know we see movies and we watch like what's that movie we were watching in college, Prison Break. I know we watch these TV shows. Hey, we was locked in on that.
Yeah.
I know we see these TV shows and like, oh, that can't really happen in real life. Yo, if you're the most powerful person, then shoot, Assata Shakur was free. You don't think that Jeffrey Epstein making some of these calls, or perhaps not making any calls, but people just scared to death because he can expose certain things? Like, people aren't feeling safe that now that Jeffrey Epstein is alive. I mean, whether he's dead, let's say that he was killed. There's people that are not feeling safe. You may feel safer, but if Jeffrey Epstein has videos on you, then somebody else has those videos.
Yeah, that's still going to be uncovered.
Yeah, like somebody walking around with these videos, you still uncomfortable. So I just can't see. And I feel like a lot of these people would be saying you can't kill him because if you kill him, he probably has a plan to release all this stuff. And if he releases all this stuff, then it's going to destroy me. It's going to destroy my family, my career. I just can't see him being, he got too much power and leverage for them to get rid of him.
Yeah, if anything, he's a pawn. Like, he's doing the dirt. You know,
he's doing the dirt for the most powerful people in the world.
Yeah, so it's like you'd be foolish to sit here and think that EP gonna have to answer to, like, bro, he's just another player on the chess piece. Like, it ain't
EP.
nothing.
You said who?
Yeah, Epstein. EP. I saw.
Oh, my fault. I was looking at the comments. I ain't even.
Yeah.
My fault.
So
I ain't mean to disrespect your nickname, bro.
Nah. So he just another pawn. So it's just like, at the end of the day, the dirt is the dirt, and y'all read them. Y'all read them 3 million pages. There's a lot of y'all niggas that y'all voted for was in that motherfucker, and I ain't been seeing too many motherfuckers hold this shit accountable. I'm seeing niggas still talking about some Trump. I need answers. As far as I'm concerned, free dirt.
Free little dirt. That's how you feeling because of all this craziness?
Because the way y'all talking about some Trump this, Trump that, the nigga in the, is anybody gonna address that? Like, he's in the Epstein files. Is anybody gonna, like, can we put politics aside? Is anybody gonna address that? Is anybody who is a conservative right lover of Trump going to address that he is in the Epstein files, wiring millions upon millions of dollars for a sex trafficking ring? Is anybody
say that part again, Clay? Say that part again.
He got jammed up wiring like $3 to $4 million worth of transactions that they uncovered.
I didn't even know that, Clay.
Oh yeah, I sent it. I sent all this stuff to you. What's that?
To the gram. I missed that one.
So your boy is in there for all the bruh. He wasn't the promoter. Y'all act like he was at the front door and he don't know what's going inside. Your man's was in the mix. So let me pull the video so y'all don't think I'm capped. But I need somebody to address my concerns. Because what's going to happen? Because if he get to just chill in office and this the energy y'all on, then bet. Don't tell niggas to vote no more for what? Y'all let this man super slide.
You got to pull that one up, Glad.
I
saw that John Pius joint.
Let's see. Oh, I might have found it.
Some members of the media.
My bad, y'all. Hold on.
Oh, I see it right here.
Oh, you did?
I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay, bet.
I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Give me a sec, y'all.
Yeah, negative. You right, bro. They all corrupt. So we gotta we not gonna let this slide, bro. We ain't gonna let this slide. If your man's is all up in there, guys, The whole thing got to come down. And if it's not, but here's the question. We asking it to come down. How? Who gonna hold these niggas accountable?
That's why this whole thing could flip, bro. And what could end up happening is what ends up happening in a lot of these regime change places when we're going in and gassing up, like there'd be one person in power, and let's say they got their entire organization. All you need is one person in that organization to maybe want to beat Trump. Like, I don't want to work for Trump. I want to beat Trump. So then they get in that person's ear and say, like, listen, man, this whole thing is corrupt. Donald Trump is not who we thought that he was. Like, the person that you're voting for, working for, you're complicit just by working with him and promoting this. And then what ends up happening is what? Now you are able to get into one person and infiltrate the group. And now you got a civil war on your hands. And now you maybe get enough people on board with you and say, like, yo, who's willing to step out of line and call out Trump, call out this, call out that. And that starts to grow. That's how a lot of these regime change end up happening, in my opinion. Just like with Venezuela, they got Maduro out of there. Now they working with the vice president. You know, what are they trying to do with what is it called? Burkina Faso. I always forget the name. With Traoré, how president, the president over there, how his like next in line, his right-hand man, they've been trying to corrupt him and get him to assassinate the president. So it could flip. It could flip. And when stuff starts to hit the fan, everybody started to just look out for themselves. So the more stuff gets exposed, the more people going to be, look, man, I'm looking out for me. Like, whatever look, I need a deal. I need this. I need that. Even Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell said that she'll tell everything. She'll tell the truth about everything if she's given clemency. That's what she said. But that's, it's like,
that's the energy I like.
But should Donald Trump give her clemency to hear everything? Because really, she's just leveraging what she has now to get out of jail.
Donald Trump would be responsible for giving her the clemency.
Yeah.
Oh, nah. The water already stained up.
You know what I'm saying? Now Trump, and I almost feel like this is what they're trying to, like, this is the play. Like, is this Ghislaine doing what Donald, wants, her to do? Because when she pled the fifth in the recent hearings. She pled the fifth. She wouldn't answer. She said, I'm only answering questions. I think she told her lawyer, and her lawyer came out and said that she's only answering questions if she gets clemency. So I get, and it seems like that would be an easy thing for Trump to say, like, listen, if y'all want all this stuff exposed, then, give her clemency. And then, of course, when Donald Trump gives her clemency, now she comes out and she exposes everybody that Donald Trump wants her to expose and leaves out the stuff that Donald Trump wants her to leave out because he's the one that gave her clemency. You see what I'm saying? Like, all this stuff seems like a play to me, bro.
It's cooked. We're cooked, y'all. Stop voting. And what do we tell niggas? Stop voting?
Yeah.
Just stop voting.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all, we arguing and fighting each other here. We talking about he black, he white, he Mexican, he legal, he nigga for white. Yeah. We got a whole ring going on and ain't nobody being held accountable.
Yeah. Child sex trafficking ring.
Yeah, this is
all
the most
Pizzagate stuff we've been hearing for the last 20, 30 years. It's actually official. That's what it seems to be. All these conspiracies that we've been hearing, like, yo, if this comes out, or no, that's crazy. They wouldn't hit Bill Clinton and Hillary. They wouldn't do that. Like, they're evil, but they're not that. All right.
At this point, man, it's a done data. This is it.
Play this, and then I gotta get out of here. You can stay on and we'll just let it go, or we'll probably just wrap it up with the breath work. All right. So let's take a look at this, and then we'll do the breath work very quickly.
Treasury's Epstein file details, Mr. President, 4,725 wire transfers. Let me repeat that. 4,725 wire transfers, adding up to nearly $1.1 billion flowing in and out of just one of Mr. Epstein's bank accounts. If you ask me, that is more than 4,000 potential lines of investigation right there. Hundreds of millions more flowed through other accounts. That's even a lot more to investigate. The file shows that Mr. Epstein used multiple Russian banks, which are now under sanctions, to process payments related to sex trafficking. A lot of the women and girls he targeted came from Russia, Belarus, Turkey, and elsewhere. Treasury's Epstein file details.
Yeah, I need Trump made 4,000 transfers to Epstein. Yeah, we got to look into that. If that's true, bro, that's insane. I don't even have the time to elaborate on it right now, and maybe that's saving me, because that is wild, bro.
Absolutely.
And it's the fact that we've never heard it, and it's like, I wonder if these were some of the things that they tried to redact, because damn, nobody, I haven't heard this, Clay. What did we talk about? All the people that give Donald Trump money, like Miriam Adelson, they're doing it with expectations in return. So if Donald Trump is sending 4,725 wire transfers to Epstein, Trump, you may want to address that, because now in my mind's going everywhere. So you may want to come out and address that.
And he's not going to address it.
He's not going to address it.
So this whole shit broken. This shit don't work no more.
Yeah, broken system.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get into. Sorry about that. I got a meeting I got to run to. So we're gonna have to stop in about 3 minutes. So let's get into this breath work. Yeah, I always hate leaving y'all so early, but even though this is what BK and I talk about all the time, like, yo, 9:30, you know, we're gonna. But here we are.
We're actually on time.
We're right on time. All right. So we're going to do this breath work. So we're going to go through it 4 different times. On every inhale, focus on being very intentional with inhaling positive energy. On the exhales, focus on exhaling the negative. We're going to go through it 4 different times. And when I press start, which I'm getting ready to press now, we're going to inhale. So if you are in a safe place, you can close your eyes, but you just got to get the rhythm down, or leave your eyes open and follow the yellow dot. Let's inhale. Ready, begin. Last one. On this last exhale, get the last bit of that negative energy out. All right. Oh, man. Y'all know we come here to do. Elevate on purpose. Let's become the best versions of ourselves. Do us a favor, like. Should have told y'all to like on before we did the breath work. But yes. Y'all know we come. Just let's raise our standards. Let's do better. Let's become better. Let's demand better of ourselves. Strength and honor, onward and upward. Let's get to that bag. All the things that are going to help us stay on on path to make sure that we're moving as efficiently as possible on the right trajectory, living in our purpose and striving for purposeful abundance. What I like to focus on: peace, love, happiness, health, wealth, and in everything we do, integrity. Got to add that balance. And Glade, give me a little sprinkle of that perspective. A lot of that. Throw that in there. Take the top off. Just dump it in. It's all about the perspective. So, Glade, you take us out.
Yeah, another good positive day of conversation. Shout out to Negative. Good show, guys. None of you are paid us. As long as y'all know this is a space where we're going to go back and forth, y'all. We're going to argue. We're going to give our opinions. But at the end of the day, it's always love. You know what I'm saying? It's always love. We like these conversations privately, but as well publicly. We feel like it's very important for us to be able to hash out these type of conversations like this. So y'all make sure y'all give Dak a shout out to the new building, because you see him in the space.
We out here, bro. We out here.
You know what I mean? So y'all make sure y'all lock in tomorrow. We'll be back in at 8. I will be a little late, though, but around the same time, 8:30, 8:40, I'll be back in this thing. So, but yeah, we got to address this Epstein shit, bro. Because if niggas' name is in that, we got something to talk about.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care what side are you on. You better be on this side.
Mm-hmm. I like that, Glay. And we'll get a couple wise words. Defiance, not obedience, is the American's answer to overbearing authority. Ayn Rand. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Impossible is a word to be found only in the dictionary of fools. Woo.
Oh, that's your boy Napoleon? I didn't know he spoke like that.
Impossible is a word. Napoleon, I mean, based on that movie, I saw that movie.
You liked it?
The movie? Napoleon was, that boy. Yo, I got to get out of here, Glay. My bad. We about to start talking. Yo, we'll see y'all tomorrow at 8 a.m. Ew.